Well, there we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Arm Wrestling tonight. This is Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps and the sweat stains that I didn't know were there, but I shouldn't have pointed it out. But I did enjoy that. I can't go back. It is now out there. I hope you're enjoying that. It is there. It is in the contract and legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. French McGee has hit the button. He is the winner of tonight, the very first commentator. Commenter, first comment. First comment has been done from Simon. This show is off the rails already. It's not even 1 minute in. And French McGee, well done to you. You are the winner of the first comment of the night. Not going down that road a second time. All right. Congratulations. You are on the board. I'll have to create some sort of graphic there. But we had Richard Jennings last night who picked it up. And this time it is French McGee has jumped in and she has scored herself a point. Yes, I'm not sure what the prize or anything is yet. I'll have to come up with that, but I think that would be kind of a fun thing to do, that people should be ready and poised. I like that word, poised, above their phone or their whatever it is that they're using to hit the comment button. We'll hopefully see the Drew's smiley sunglasses thingy very shortly. But if you are here, and there are multiple people here, it'd be great if you could write a comment, let me know you're here, and we will move on with the show. Dave Stockbridge, unfortunately, not available tonight, but we will run on with the show regardless. And yes, what we've been doing lately, or what I've been doing, and you guys, I guess, have been in part of that, is we've been reviewing the AWE 3 Grand Prix matches that have taken place. And last night we had a look at a match between Jacob Tuxworth and Taryn Broad. And we also had a look at, what was the other one? It was Josh Barker. Yes, it was Josh Barker and Zhu Yu. That's right. And Franz McGee would like a belt as well. Well, you could ask Hamza Hodzic, you could ask Brett Coots, you could ask Richard Bornman, you could ask Ryan Bowen. They are the belt holders at this point in time. I know Hamza gave his up, but he still has a belt. He still has the belt. You get to keep the belt forever. It's the title that changes hands. So, yes, let's have a look at, because I am enjoying going through these matches that have taken place. And what I will do is bring up this for everybody so they can see what I'm doing. There's one of those shorts that has popped up. Let's go AWE Arm Wrestling, because that is the channel. AWE Underground, Arm Wrestling Entertainment, Arm Wrestling. All right, and there we are, the AWE 3 Grand Prix, or AWE Grand Prix 3, depends on which way you like to say it. Depends on which way you're feeling at the time. Depends on if you're a podcaster. Depends on if you're live on a podcast right now, which way that you say it. So let's have a look here.
Nick Vella!
So Nick Vella. Actually, let's have a look at this match here. This is we've got Sam Well is here. Hello to you, Sam. Hello, Hollywood. Oh, you didn't put Hollywood, but I added that. Hello, Hollywood. How are the succulent double bicepsies tonight? Well, doing well, Sam. There's one there you get to see, and I believe there's another one around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's under the shirt. Of all places it could be. It appeared to be under the t-shirt. Very strange to see it under there, but tonight it was there. Siren gets a participation belt. Maybe best Australian anthem singer prior to an event on a Sunday at 12 in the afternoon. You could have that title. Let's have a look at this matchup here with Nick Vella. And who is he taking on?
Josh Barker!
All right. So, God, why is it that my commentary on this is exactly the same things that I'm saying in, like, that's kind of, yeah, anyway. So this is a matchup. This is a rematch from the A-side bracket. Josh Barker did end up losing his opening round to Nick Vella He did go for the press to start with. Nick Vella able to catch the press right at the very edge of the pin pad and bring it back to the center, get his cup in and roll through with a very powerful hook. So Josh Barker has been training very hard for this tournament. He put on 8 kilos of basically muscle. They haven't seen him look that muscular before. He is in the weight class beneath this tournament usually. So this was an 85 kilo tournament. Josh Barker coming in at 78 kilos. Usually competes in the under 70 kilo division. So he did put on size, but he was still relatively undersized for this event. However, he trained very hard. He was very disciplined and very focused on coming through and winning this tournament. I think he was very surprised that his opening round, he lost a match to Nick Vella, who was a last-minute fill-in. We had somebody drop out. Guy Tanapat was not able to get his visa. So luckily, we were able to get Nick Vella in, and what a great effort he put in, winning his opening matchup against Josh Barker. And this is a rematch of that in the B-side bracket. So whoever loses this match is going to be eliminated. They are in the later stages of the tournament here. Josh Barker, all business after that first round loss. He was very, very, very serious after that first round. And Sam says, such a great debut for Nick, and he is a super nice guy. He is a super nice guy. Very, very lovely. Table Melbourne Kings, I believe, is either the club he trains with or the group of his friends that they've come up with that. They've got some shirts and everything. But great guy. This is the rematch. Let's have a look how it takes place
against Nick Vella. This is the rematch. This is the from the opening round. Josh getting upset by Nick Vella in the opening round. He did go for his press. He was 1 inch away from getting the victory. Nick Vella's...
Why is it that I say the same stuff? It's weird.
Bicep was able to turn on at that point, and he held Josh off long enough to be able to drag him back to the middle. They had a bit of a war in the center of the table before Nick was able to get his cup position and roll through for the pin. So we'll see if that will play out the same way, or whether Josh is going to stick with this top roll technique that he has implemented in the last couple of matches that he's had here.
Yeah, well, did Josh learn from their earlier encounter? I guess we're going to see that. We've seen Josh employ a number of different techniques, surprising his opponents today by going outside when he's not.
If you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, you know that Josh is going to press here. And that is the way his shoulder is positioned. If you have a look, when the strap was being applied, he was telling everything he needed to say. Right, have a look at this. Like, look at that position there. Look at the angle that Josh Barker is in. As his hand is getting strapped together, he is in the position he wants to be when the match takes place, which is telling. If you are cluey and you know what you're looking for, you will realize that he is definitely going to
it's a number of different techniques, surprising his opponents today by going.
See with that? That's the setup. Yeah, and now he'll get corrected into position with straight shoulders by the referee, but he's only going to be bringing that other shoulder forward. That front shoulder is probably going to stay exactly where it is.
Outside when he's known to go inside.
Just like that.
Your grip.
What will he do on this occasion? What adjustments will he make? He would have been as surprised as anyone at the result of their earlier encounter in the tournament. Nick would have learnt his own lessons. And you would feel that Nick will be going with pretty much what was successful last time.
Oh, are we seeing the same thing here, ladies and gentlemen? You're seeing that little push forwards for Josh Barker. He's coming forwards with his elbow. So he was sitting about there in that position there, and he's just pushed his elbow a little bit further forwards to get a bit straighter, a bit more vertical. You're going to need that if you're going to be crashing down on top of your arm.
A little bit here,
He'll be seeking to keep it in a hook.
And Nick, you got to take a little bit of carve out,
going
mate.
to top roll. They've started in the strap
Don't
here.
move. Go!
There he is. He's going to the top roll. He has got hand position. And there
he got it with the top roll. That is very impressive for Josh Barker there. And he did actually go with the top roll, which was different to the way I thought he was going to be moving forwards there. But you could see that he did push forwards to get more vertical with his forearm. So
he made the adjustment that he needed to.
Very impressive, actually, because he lost the opening round in a top roll. He went for initially the press, which was caught by Nick Vella just an inch above being pinned. He Nick brought it back to the center and pinned Josh, but his elbow had just slipped off just at the end as he got the pin. So they got a restart in that opening match. Then Josh had changed to the top roll. Nick was able to catch that and pin Josh. So I was a little surprised to see him go for the top roll here. But yes.
Did learn from the opening round, and he's
good win for Josh there. And let's have another look at it.
In the strap here.
So right here, I think he was in two minds, to be honest. I think that's what confused me when I was just talking about it right then, that he changed his mind. So when he made that adjustment, so I think right there he was all about the press. And
technique surprising his opponents today by going outside when he's known to go inside.
Let's have a look.
What will he do on this occasion? What adjustments will he make? It would have been as surprised.
Right there, I'm thinking maybe the regrip that he gets.
As anyone at the result of their earlier encounter in the tournament.
He sort of changed a bit of the angle of his body there and started with that riser. So Nick, at this point, he's probably in two minds, and now he's settled in. I'm going to
own lessons, and you would feel that Nick.
Yeah, so right there, you can see there's more distance. He's gone back to that more of a angled position with his forearm as opposed to being as directly straight up.
We'll be going with pretty much what was successful last time.
And the little changes and adjustments. I think that Josh is in two minds the entire way through here.
A little bit here.
He'll be seeking to keep it in a hook.
And Nick, you've got to take a little bit of carve out,
mate. Top roll. They've started in the strap
Don't
here.
move. Go!
There he is. He's going for that top roll. He has got hand position. And there he goes. He made
great work by Josh Barker there. Lucky Wood is in as well. Hello to you, Lucky. Great to see you. She says hello to France because France said hello. She said hello to you. Let's have another look at that and why. And I like to explain why techniques work. So, Josh Barker with the top roll over Nick Vella. Let's see why
Nick will be going with all the way pretty much what was successful last time. He'll be seeking to
see these little movements on Josh because he has the ability to go in the top roll or the press. I swear that if I could read his mind right here, he didn't know which one he was going to go with until right at the last moment.
But in a hook,
and Nick, you've got to take a little bit of carve out,
mate. Top roll. They've started in the strap.
So right here, I think he's made his mind up. I'm definitely going to be top rolling the angle of his forearm there. But let's have a look why it works, because Nick does have a very good grip around Josh's hand. And if you're going to be hooking, you really want to get as far around your opponent's hand as possible because it allows you to really clamp and get a really deep cup and you can drag them down. Whereas especially if your opponent is going to be top rolling, if you don't have much of a grip, like if you're just on the edge with your fingertips, they're just going to roll straight through that. Whereas when you've got more purchase with your fingers, you can contain what they're trying to do a lot easier.
Don't move. Go!
So right there, straight away, Josh's first initial movement dragged back with back pressure, and he got a decent cup for himself. Nick is still not quite cupped. He's right around Josh's hand, but because Josh got that cup position first, he has turned Nick's hand, we call palm up. So Nick's hand and palm is facing the ceiling. He is all on bicep, and you can see that big bicep muscle there of Nick Vella engaging because of the hand position that Josh Barker has forced him into. Not the ideal place to be, being palm up. It does make you turn onto a bicep muscle as opposed to turning with pronation and having the forearm bones to be able to take that strain. So as soon as he's been turned up like this, which was in the very first move by Josh Barker, he's dragged back and he's cupped hard. He's got himself into a very nice position. He's got Nick Vella into a very compromised position. So at this point, Josh has what he needs, and what he's going to do from there is he's just going to roll his wrist and his body together with pronation through the weakest point of Nick Vella's hand, which is right here. It's right his little finger and his his ring finger.
There he is. He's going for that top where he has got hand position.
So a decent hit from Nick to try to get something happening. It was more sort of side pressure than anything else. It's because this match is
last time. He'll be seeking to keep it in a hook.
And Nick, you've got to take a little bit of carve out,
he's got a top
mate.
roll. They've started in the strap.
Don't move. Go!
There he is.
Right, so here it is here. Now, Nick probably is aware that he is compromised. He's not in a good position. It's not going to feel good for him, and he tries to hit out of it. He tries to just use like almost a side pressure just something, do something, get somewhere, try to get a cup.
Is he going for the top
we have there? You can see a decent effort from Nick. He hits hard. He does move Josh's hand back to the center. He gets a bit more of a cup for himself, but you can see the distance here that he's created with his shoulder now and his hand. He's separated so far that you'd have to have superhuman strength to be able to pull through Josh Barker at that point, to be able to drag him down through that position, because it's just going to be your arm pulling. He's out like this now, as opposed to being in really tight. Josh Barker able to contain that hit. That's all he needed to do.
He's got hand position.
And there it is. He comes straight back through, pronating over Nick Bella's hand.
And there he goes. He made the adjustment that he needed to. He did learn from the opening round, and he's rolled through, eliminating Nick Bella from the tournament. He moves on.
Alrighty, let's have a look at the comments here before we jump into another review. Lagia says, hello to you, Lagia. Oh, thank you for writing the letter A, and Siren has written the letter B. So we'll keep that trend going. Oh, we've got C going from Lucky Wood. Very nice, very well played. I see what's going on here. And we got the thumbs up as well. Just now seeing the notification. You are all luck. You are all luck. I think you meant to say lucky there, and you did right there. And hey, Drew, this is French. Speaking of which, lucky with the 4-leaf clover thing there, and Siren. Yes, very good. How come Siren doesn't get a little icon? Drew, you could have done a little music note or something. All right, let's have another look. What's the next match? I think we looked at this one. No, we didn't actually. Okay, this is the next one up here. So it's getting towards the end of the elimination bracket, and I'm not sure if whoever wins this goes to the grand final. This might actually be the semi-final. I think it is. Yeah, it is. So right here, Taryn Broad coming in against Josh Barker. These two men have a good history against each other. And I'll put the screen up so everyone can see what I'm looking at here. And Broad taking on Josh Barker. She had a grip here. All right, what have we got here? So Taryn Broad being compromised, having a wrist injury, and again, Josh Barker sort of sitting in what it looks to be he's about to top roll. Surprisingly, this is one of those things. It's hard to read what he's doing, because I don't think he knows what he's going to be doing. And that's not a criticism. That's an actual observation. Is that I think Josh waits until the last moment to feel which way he wants to go.
Princess to what
Taryn Broad being a very strong inside hook puller. It's no secret what he's going to be doing there. The tongue is out for Taryn. That is important to have the tongue out for him. And he's definitely employed the tongue. Josh also likes to get the tongue out as well. That's great. That's really good. All right. Yes, the tongue game being strong in both gentlemen here. All right, let's have a look at whose tongue is dominant on this.
He's going to be doing, but Josh does look like he's in that top roll position again.
Don't move. Matches.
Oh, there we go. So the start here, Josh has gone for that top roll again. Taryn, his wrist, you can see there, it does bust back. He has got the wrist injury, a nice grimace of pain on Taryn Broad's face there. A smile on Stephen Carroll's face here in the background. I don't know what that's all about. Josh, this is obviously going to end up in a slip here. He's gone real high on Taryn's fingers. Taryn's going to push down.
Before with AWE, we've got a slip here. Did look like that Josh was going for that top roll. Taryn slipping underneath his hand there. No secrets to what Taryn Broad is going to do. He's always an inside puller. But Josh Barker...
Stop copying me.
Switching back and forth between pressing and top rolling. And in this tournament, he is favouring the top roll.
Yeah, which is a turn up. Nobody really would have expected that coming into this event.
Absolutely.
Josh Barker proving himself to be extremely...
I want to laugh more than I am, and I know that I'm supposed to be professional at the moment, but inside I'm laughing a lot harder than what I am outside.
Versatile arm wrestler.
That's right. Maybe he doesn't want to go for the press here because that does push straight into Taryn's strength of the inside game. He has had success being able to pin Taryn in a super match previously at AWE 1. Where he did top roll. It was a long battle, but he managed to keep Taryn from being able to cup his wrist, as we were talking before, that the Taryn really relies on being able to flex his wrist to be able to implement his hook position. So we'll see if Josh is going to stick with the top roll or if he's going to change to the press.
Here, that is so confusing, Josh, into which technique he's going to go, because he could literally go either way here. God, I'm not going to make a guess. I'm thinking that it's going to be a press from the way he's standing. He's a little closer with his hand and his shoulder. Yeah, no secrets with Taryn. He's got to be hooking regardless. And he does have a decent grip here. Taryn not having a huge hand. He's probably got as much as he could get in that setup. So let's have a look what happens. Is almost in between both techniques. This is going to be confusing for Taryn. Yeah, it's confusing for Taryn and it's confusing for me.
Don't move. Go!
Oh, he does go for the top roll again. So he must have felt something in this tournament that each time that he gripped up with certain people that he could go through them with the top roll. And maybe it was the element of surprise, because everybody was going to be thinking that Josh Barker was going to be pressing and doing nothing else. And they didn't probably ever think that he would be top rolling. So he's done that exact same thing that he did against Nick Vella. He's dragged backwards and he's got a cup with his wrist, but you can see he doesn't quite have as deep of a cup here. So Taryn is he's probably about there in terms of his turning of going supination. He doesn't want to end up like that. That's how Nick Vella ended up, because if you're that way, when somebody goes to hit, it's just going to open up your arm and you're going to go straight down. So Taryn's about halfway of what Josh Barker needs him to be, and he's holding hard here. You can see the effort on Taryn's face to contain Josh Barker's his cup and the drag that he is employing. At the start, he has gone for the Josh hitting hard and almost getting all the way through, and Taryn holding that 1 inch away from the pad. The top roll, he's pulled through. Taryn on his bicep. Wow. He's trying to hold on.
Wow. He can only stay there for so long.
He needs to cup his
bleeding on that bicep now. And of course, all Josh has to do is play the waiting game for as long as he's in that position and has Taryn's hand.
He needs to hold hard.
He's repositioning now. Taryn has a chance. Taryn needs to bring this back to center.
He needs to get his wrist cupped, but Josh is 1 inch away. He was 1 inch away from the pin.
And he's got the strap at the buckle.
That's right.
On the back of his hand right now, which is not helping his cause. And here he comes, powers through with side pressure.
Wow, what a match. This is an absolute war.
What a back and forth here. Taryn came through.
Taryn Broad has pulled it off. What a win. What a hold on that initial top roll from Josh Barker. He was 1 inch away from getting pinned, and he held it off with no cup in his wrist. You know how difficult that is to do. That's incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time.
Wow, what an absolute amazing effort from Taryn Broad there. And both men, actually, Josh Barker, so close to getting that pin there. What an amazing effort. Terrence in the chat here, he says, I haven't watched this match 100 times. Definitely not. It's probably 200, I would say, at least. But we did see a strong tongue game there from Josh Barker. I don't know if you caught that. We had the tongue game that started with Taryn Broad in the setup. The tongue game was in Taryn's favor at the start, but Josh took over with the tongue game, and we saw several back and forth movements of tongue from Josh there. Let's see if we can find those.
And he stayed there for so long.
He needs to cup his
bleeding on that bicep now. And of course, all Josh has to do is play the waiting game for as long as he's in that position and has Taryn's hand.
He needs to hold hard.
He's repositioning now. Taryn has a chance. Taryn needs to bring this back to center.
He needs to get his wrist cupped, but Josh is one.
There it is. You can see the tongue game being employed there from Josh Buck. Very strong, very powerful movements. And watch the tongue back and forth.
1 inch away. He was 1 inch away from the pin.
And he's got the strap
at
the buckle.
Moved it nicely.
Right.
On the back of his hand right now, which is not helping his cause. And here he comes.
Sorry, Josh. I couldn't resist. All right, let's actually analyze the match properly. An amazing match, absolutely incredible from both men. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, ladies and gentlemen. But this initial drag from Josh, the hit that came straight after it was a lot faster than the hit that he put on Nick Vella. In fact, with Nick, he waited for Nick to counterattack before he then went for the pin. But with Taran, I think it's because he knew that he only had maybe half of what he needed, and he dropped straight into that top roll. Taran just catching it at the pin pad.
Got the start he has.
So you see how fast he dropped into that. Taran without a cup and a compromised wrist. He's not quite flopped. He has what I would say a straight wrist position, which is not fun either, but it does allow you to do something. You can hold with your bicep and your wrist strength. If you go flop wrist, it's really just bicep at that point, but he does have what looks to be a straight wrist position. Josh has got everything that he needs to get through here. It's just Taran's strength that's holding on.
Has gone for the top roll. You
can see how close Josh is to the pin pad there.
Pulled through. Taran on his bicep. He's trying to hold on.
Look at that. That was probably the best example of that right there. If I can get that shot. Let's see if I can get that.
Using for Taran.
We've got this.
Oh, his bicep. He's trying to hold on.
There. Yeah. So you can see Taran's bicep very, very engaged, and he is holding hard with that, but he's also got access to his wrist because his wrist has not kicked back. If his wrist flopped, he probably in that position would have been pinned regardless, because his fingers would have probably dipped beneath the height of the pin line. But with a flat wrist, it's not a fun position to be in. You don't have many options, but he can hold on. And that is exactly what Taran is doing here. You can see how much effort he's putting in with the opposite hand holding the pole here, as how hard he is gripping onto that and to give maximum effort into his. It's almost a straight bicep curl.
Oh, he can only stay there for so long.
He is a little compromised, but he's not completely kicked back. So he's just past what you would call flat wrist.
He needs to cup his wrist.
Bleeding on that bicep now.
Josh is doing the right thing here, and this is one of the things I was talking about last night, is if you've got somebody this close to winning, to beating them, you don't need to do anything. They're the one that are working at 100%. You can see how hard Taran is actually working to try to hold on here. Josh, just sit in that position. That's fine. Your opponent will get tired. You will get the pin. Unfortunately for him, Taran was able to hold on long enough to be able to hit. He surged, and at that point, maybe Josh felt that he was starting to lose that a position that he was in, and he needed to come up and do something to protect it and go again.
And of course, all Josh has to do is play the waiting game for as long as he's in that position. And
so right there, you see that move? Did you see, ladies and gentlemen, that little bit of cup that Taran managed to get? And I think that was because Josh may have relented pressure for just a moment. And Taran looking off into the crowd just before this. Let's see if I can find that moment. But I think Taran is just all in on holding, and he's looked away. Sometimes people just want to, they know what the hand is doing. They've just looked away from it for a second. But in that moment, Josh, I think he just brought his elbow forwards. I'll have to watch it again to try to secure more of a cup. But in doing that, it allowed Taran to get his own bit of cup back. So let's have a look back at that. I'll just have a look here. So
he can only stay there for so long.
He needs to
see there, Taran looking away from the hand. He knows what he needs to do. He just needs to hold. He doesn't really have any other options. He doesn't need to be looking at his hand. He's just giving it maximum effort.
He's bleeding on that bicep.
Looking away, looking down.
Step now, and of course, all Josh has
looking away to the crowd, giving it absolutely everything he's got to hold in that position. You can see the effort that he's putting in here to be able to hold. That is how hard he is working.
To do is play the waiting game for as long as
there. Yeah, so Josh does bring his elbow forwards a little bit,
He's in that position and has Taran's hand.
Oh, he needs to hold hard.
And yeah, so he's come up. He's probably felt like, I can't get through this. And maybe he felt that he was starting to gas a little bit himself. So he's tried, okay, if I come back up a little bit, I keep pressure on and I hit again. But in that, it's given Taran enough of a position here that he can.
He's repositioning now. Taran has a chance. Taran needs to bring this back to centre.
Again, but he's caught it a lot higher. You see how much higher Taran's hand is above the pad than it was earlier. He needs to get, there it is again. He's really gotten a lot higher now. It's almost back to the centre.
His wrist cupped, but Josh is 1 inch away.
Josh doing a regrip there very nicely, but however, his hand didn't really move up. It's sort of, he regripped and then slid exactly back to the same position.
He was 1 inch away from the pin.
And he's got...
See, he's trying to get through Taran's hand. Taran's finger's not even visible there. That just shows you how much he's actually got purchase of to be able to resist against with against Josh Barker there.
The strap, the buckle.
That's right.
On the back of his hand right now, which is not.
So Josh is starting to gas a little bit here. You can see he's starting to really feel the pain of holding this position. His cup is starting to get compromised himself. I think he's trying to take a breath, trying to get a breather. Taran enjoying the fact that he's not now all the way down here trying to hold that position. He's holding it a lot higher, but he is palm up.
Not helping his core.
He throws everything he's got going sideways to try to just change the position. So the hands don't really change position, but because he has now thrown them sideways, he's managed to bring that arm to the center. And so you can imagine that they're like this, they stay exactly like this, but their hands just rotate like that. So instead of being here, they're here. And he's probably going to pop straight back up and try to capitalize on that position. So instead of being here, he's moved it here. He's going to pop up and he's probably going to try to
pause. And here he comes.
And there it is. He tries. It looks like he tried to press there, of all things, against Josh Barker, which, yeah, the height difference here. You can see Josh is now employing back pressure and he's using his riser and pronation to prevent Taran from being able to push down with a press. Taran really needing to bring that shoulder right round if he wanted to be able to press effectively there. But he did go for something. I like the fact that Ella is very invested in this. Obviously, she's Josh Barker's partner, and it's great to see that she was very excited about this moment, as all of us were. And so Taran has really improved his position now. He's put Josh back on the defense. Josh is still in a decent position here. Ideally, he'd want to bring this elbow forwards to get his forearm higher again so he can roll through with Taran, but he's in a very sort of horizontal position, which is more ideal for Taran, who is an inside puller.
Out through with side pressure.
Well, they're almost straight like this. Both of them are almost in a horizontal position.
What a match. This is an absolute war.
What a back and forth here.
Taran again going for a press, and he's almost going to get it here, I think. So the issue here for Josh is that his arm is, you can see how horizontal it is. It's virtually like this. Very, very difficult leverage-wise to get out of that spot, even though his wrist hasn't been compromised in terms of he hasn't been turned palm up. He still has a cup. He's still in like a good top roll position, but the horizontal position of his arm means that to get that, he has to lift all the way through from a horizontal position, where ideally you'd be up like here and then rolling through with that height, that vertical height leverage.
Here, Taran,
I think that may have actually been a pin. I think Ben is calling it a pin. I thought it may have been an elbow foul that he was calling against Josh, but that does look like a pin victory for Taran Broad.
Came through.
Oh, Broad has pulled it off. What a win. What a hold on that initial top roll from Josh Barker. He was 1 inch away from getting pinned.
What an amazing match from both men there. Oh, that was very, very good. Let's see. We'll catch up on the comments here. How was that 35 minutes already? God damn. If anyone's seen Goodfellas, which today you can't assume things, That was the do I entertain you? Am I a clown? Do I make you laugh? If you haven't seen Goodfellas, go and check that out. It's a great movie, a classic by Martin Scorsese. Taryn has watched this match 100 times. Great win for Taryn Broad there. Taryn, are you getting those collagen peptides? This is the Drew. What have we got here on the same comment? Lucky from the Lucky Ones podcast, Saturday nights. Check it out if you're on the USA. And I think it's Sunday mornings for us here in Australia. She does a tremendous job interviewing and promoting female arm wrestling with guests from all over the world, including French McGee, who is also in the comments there. She says that's one of her favorite matches. And there's Fran Cha, I believe, is what she was saying. I had prime seating. Where were you in that? French, let's see if I can see where you are, because there you are, right behind. Okay, let's have a look. French, very nicely dressed for the event. Let's bring it up for everyone to see. That is French right there. Very invested into what's going on, and a nice dress there. She did a great job singing the national anthem before the event took place. But let's have a look at the rest of the comments here. There's French, so it's lucky. You are the VIP. There we go. She did win the first comment of the night competition tonight. Sure, we'll go with that, she says. Terran says, you see me jump a little after the pin. I was about to scream after the win, but Josh put his arm out to shake my hand. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's see, because it was a very kind gesture and a good show of sportsmanship to hand shake and say, well done, congratulations, you did get the victory.
Taryn feeling came through.
Taryn Broad. Yes, that is great. I love the little hop. Oh God, I think I paused there. It looks like you're about to kiss each other. You're not, obviously, but it just looks like that from that way I've paused it. I like the little hop there, Taryn, of victory.
What a match. This is an absolute war.
What a back and forth here. Taryn feeling came through.
Watch this coming up. There's a little jump, a little. It's the world's smallest cheer of excitement. Taryn. I'm gonna make sure that I'm doing it properly so everyone can see it. It's so good. Let us see that again.
And here he comes, powers through with side pressure.
Wow, what a match. This is an absolute war.
What a back and forth here. Taryn feeling came through.
Taryn Broad.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for pointing that out for us, Taryn. I think you did get a celebration victory.
Just pulled it off. What a win. What a hold.
A bit of an awkward hug there as well, I think. Josh headbutting your shoulder, was it? Yeah, there we go. Nice. Good job.
Taryn Broad has pulled it off. What a win. What a hold.
For the kiss. I don't know.
Hold on that initial top roll from Josh Barker. He was 1 inch away.
Oh, God. That was fantastic. All right. Do you have to sing your national anthem doing a headstand if in the northern hemisphere? No. Thankfully, we have adapted to be able to do it anywhere in the world, regardless. I'm about to scream like after the match with Zhu. We did kiss. Okay, that's pretty standard of you two. I mean, it's a normal Saturday night thing for Josh Barker or Taryn Broad. Surprised that you've let everyone know about that. But if you are happy for me to make the announcement on the show, I'm it's just a little. Oh man, that's fantastic. I didn't see that, so yeah, thank you for pointing that out. It made my night there, Taryn. But well done to you. Obviously, you went through after this match against Jacob Tuxworth again in the final. We might talk about that on the next episode as opposed to just giving away the result. But if you want to see the result, you can go and check it out on the AWE Underground Arm Wrestling AWE Arm Wrestling YouTube channel. It is available right here, and you can see that right now for free. And go check it out, please. We'd love to have some more views on that. Hit the like button if you can, as I have done. Yes, tremendous effort from both guys there. Rawr, says Lucky. Yeah. All right. I think we're coming up to the end of this. We've been going for 40 minutes now. I thought to myself, I'll just do a quick one tonight because I've been doing longer ones. We're supposed to do 30 minutes, and I did an hour last night and an hour the night before because I enjoy talking to you guys. We're talking about my favorite subject of arm wrestling, and yes, having some great. That match was filled with all the elements that you would want for a great match. The tongue game was super strong with Taron at the start. Josh Barker did take over in the tongue game war. Saw some amazing left and right movement. The middle was sticking in and out several times throughout. Good efforts from Josh there with that. Unfortunately, the tongue game was not strong enough to outlast Taron. He was able to hold in a compromised position with a damaged wrist, and he held on very nicely. Josh starting to gas a little bit from what I could see, and he did move forwards for an adjustment, and Taron used that moment to hit hard, change the angle of the position of their arms. Josh Barker being compromised from going from a vertical position to a horizontal position. Taron going for a press, which I don't think I've ever seen you do before, and Josh initially held off the very first one. I think he might have got an elbow foul on that first one, but anyway, regardless of that, Taron able to get through with the press and get a victory, and then the world's smallest celebration hop. But a very, very nice job from both men there. And thank you guys for joining me and enjoying that, because I enjoyed it immensely. Yes, lots of funny moments that were in that match for sure. Spoiling you, Lucky. Well, it depends. It depends on if you're enjoying watching me or not, because some people might think it's obnoxious and how dare he do such a long podcast. It's yes, but if you are enjoying it, then sure, spoiling it, great, that's good. Thank you. All right, guys, we'll finish with the double biceps. Don't look at my sweat marks because they're not there. They don't exist. It definitely is not part of this broadcast. This is pre-recorded, of course, and I should have edited it out, but I didn't. Anyway, regardless of that, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. And this is the bit where I stall for a couple seconds where I try to find my button, and there it is. All right.